Good shot.
I think you've chased him into the ravine. Shall we go after him?
No. We'll head to the upper ridge. He'll come to us, like they always do.
Right, sir. Right there in the brush.
Good eye, Ian. I hope Mr. Adams is smarter than that. He's not only fast, he's lucky. You are really very good. Better than most. Too bad it has to end.
You'll never get away with this. It's murder.
He's right, you know. I assume you still want me to frame his wife for this.
Everyone knows that they've been quarreling lately.
Please.
Domestic problems are the chief cause for homicide in the United States.
Yeah, it's just shocking, isn't it?
Shocking and tragic.
Please, no!
Nice backhand.
Well, I'm just getting warmed up.
For what?
Well, I thought maybe we'd work a little.
I see you've got a court reserved for us.
Hi, big guy. I heard you come in, and I didn't want to disturb you, so...
Sorry, what the hell are you doing here?
Maybe I should wait upstairs.
Well, would you wait just a second? Murray, if this is about the friend you want me to help...
Houston, would I be standing fully clothed in your shower if I didn't think this was important? Just talk to her, please, as a favor to me. Her husband, Bill, disappeared a couple of days ago, and she's convinced something terrible has happened to him.
Tomorrow morning. Right now I'm busy. Leslie? Chris, where'd she go?
She's gone.
Well, I guess now you won't have to wait until tomorrow morning to meet your new client, huh? Her name is Dee Dee Adams. She was one of the top college tennis players in the country.
far cry from center court.
Knee problems forced her to quit. Now she's a business manager for pro athletes. Husband's her big billing, William Adams.
He's also a tennis player. I recognize the name.
They met in college. Dee Dee's been managing his career ever since. Got him into the pro circuit, paid his bills for the tour, pushed him into the right circles. He won a couple of important tournaments recently. It looked like things were just starting to break for them. A couple of days ago, he disappeared.
Murray, if this turns out to be one of those cases of who's been sleeping with who...
Oh, no. No way. This one's got foul play written all over it. Trust me.
I understand the deal. I'm not just Bill's wife, I'm also his agent.
I know we agreed Bill would be in the tournament, but have you ever tried playing on a pulled hamstring? Well, you should try it sometime. Oh, I have got to quit making these excuses for him.
Any word from Bill?
Nothing. Just like a little boy. If you don't keep your eye on him, he gets into all kinds of trouble. Somebody who plays tennis as well as he does, you'd think that he'd have his act together enough. Murray, where is he?
Everything is going to be all right. Dee Dee, I brought my friend.
I'm sorry. The detective. Houston, right?
Right. Nice to meet you. Okay, have you spoken to the police about this?
Oh, yes. I've filled out all the forms. Name, age, description, last seen at. But do you know how many missing persons they're looking for at any given time? Desk sergeant handed me a file 3 inches thick.
Dee Dee, I'm going to have to ask you a question. Are you sure that your husband didn't leave by choice?
Absolutely not. The police asked me that same question. What is this? Everyone thinks he ran out on me. And Bill is not like that. I admit, things have been rough for a while. My business is not booming. But things were really finally starting to go our way. Bill just won the McCormick Invitational 2 weekends ago. I was really starting to get some interest in him. Will you help me?
Well, I can't promise anything.
I know.
All right. We're going to need to keep this photograph.
Yeah, I'll do some checking around tomorrow.
And
see
Houston
if I
is going to need a list of anyone
Murray.
who... Huh? Oh, gotcha.
You're gonna need to start somewhere. I would suggest Bill's club, the Cliffwood Country Club. He works out there almost every day, or at least he used to.
We don't know for sure that anything's happened to him.
This is gonna sound corny, but whatever business difficulties Bill and I may be having, we have never, ever let that interfere with the fact that we love each other very much. And he would not leave without saying anything to me.
If anyone can find him, it's Houston.
We haven't talked about how much this will cost. I'm not exactly flush right now.
Well, let's just find him first, huh? Don't worry about it. You gonna be all right?
Yeah, I think so. Thank you. Murray, thank you. Hey, that man! That's my car!
Yeah, I think so.
Some people ought to have their licenses taken away.
what's the matter?
We've been up all night, Mrs. Adams. You sure you want to take this lie detector's test?
I do.
Okay. I want you to lie to this next question just to set a pattern. Is your name Dee Dee Adams?
No.
Did you lie to that question?
Yes.
Did you kill your husband?
No.
Hoyt! I don't have to talk to anyone except Dee Dee Adams' lawyer.
You're looking at her. How did she do, Hoyt?
You know as well as I do that lie detectors are inadmissible in a court of law.
How did she do?
She passed.
And you're still holding her?
Of course we're holding her. We caught her red-handed with the body. No, you caught her red-handed.
I saw a guy standing at the trunk of her car, Hoyt.
Did you see him put something in? No. He was stealing something, got caught in the act, and started to run.
He tried to kill me.
Since when does a two-bit crook have a conscience? He probably saw the body and he just wanted to get the hell out of there.
Okay, why would Dee Dee Adams want to murder her husband?
Murder for money. Rumor has it that Bill Adams was set to sign a fat contract, commercial sponsor. Now, the Adams have a premarital agreement cutting Dee Dee off from anything that Bill earns in the event of a divorce.
That's no motive for murder.
They also have $1 million life insurance policy on Bill, naming Dee Dee as sole beneficiary. Get the picture?
Yeah, all except the part where she's carrying her dead husband's body around in her trunk.
She probably never had time to ditch it. Now, let's face it, Houston. I have the motive. I found the murder weapon in the trunk of her car, and I have got a body.
I don't believe it for a minute.
Are you through already?
Swim 100 laps already.
I'm just making sure that my gold medalist is staying in shape.
Never fitter, Mr. McCormick.
Now, you haven't forgotten about brunch tomorrow.
No, looking forward to it.
It should be very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. She's tired.
Nick Gifford?
That's right.
My name's Matt Houston. I'm a private investigator. I thought I might ask you a few questions about Bill Adams. Club manager said that you two were friends.
Yeah. Girls, you excuse me 1 second. I'll be right with you. Yeah, we lift weights together, work out sometimes. Why? What's the matter?
Well, he was found dead last night, murdered.
No. Well, why?
You know, police think his wife, Dee Dee, killed him. Look, is there someplace we can talk?
Yeah. Let me put something on. I'll meet you by the clubhouse.
Thank you.
Guess I'm not surprised they suspect Dee Dee.
Are they having problems?
Marcus Allen play football?
Marital problems?
Marital problems caused by business problems. Bill thought Dee Dee was holding him back.
He told you that.
He didn't have to. One day he came out here all jazzed up about this mega-dollar sponsorship deal he was getting ready to sign. A couple days later, I asked him about it. He just He just shrugged the whole thing off. He said Dee Dee was dubious. I could tell he was burned up about it. He really wanted that contract.
Whatever happened to the good old win-one for the Gipper, huh?
Hey, man, our careers are short. Oh, before we hit 30. You gotta cash in when you can, any way you can. Trying to do the same thing.
That's your gold mine?
Alistair McCormick, he's a sporting goods manufacturer. Now that I've won a couple of gold medals, it's just a matter of putting ink to one of his contracts and letting the money flow in.
Is McCormick, isn't he the one who sponsored the last tennis tournament that Bill Adams won?
That's right. He sponsors a lot of things.
So it seems.
Yeah.
Wouldn't happen to know if he was the one that was trying to sign Bill.
Bill wouldn't talk about it. He was afraid to jinx the deal. Afraid to bring him bad luck.
The man who's talking to Gifford is the same man I scraped off my van last night. He's a private detective named Houston. He's supposedly hired by Mrs. William Adams. I'm worried, Mr. McCormick. Athletes like Adams are so visible. At least the others,
Unknown and marginally talented. And boring. Don't you understand? It's more exciting this way. It adds to the sport.
And what about this Houston?
If you've done your job properly, we have nothing to worry about. And I trust you're in preparation for Mr. Gifford's tragic accident.
Miss Evans has been told that they can have the day off.
And you're going to dispose of the body in a most ingenious way.
Houston has seen me, Mr. McCormick.
That, my friend, is your problem.
Is so stupid, really. And Bill wanted to sign every endorsement contract they stuck under his nose. I was just waiting for the right time for the best offer.
Alistair McCormick owned one of the companies that tried to sign Bill, right?
Yes. That is the crux of the entire argument. McCormick made Bill some token offer that was nowhere near the ones I'd already turned down. But Bill was so impatient. He wanted instant stardom, instant fame.
Houston, what are you getting at?
I'm not sure. It just seems like every time I turn around, McCormick's name pops up. I've got Uncle Roy working with Baby on it right now. You should see if you can postpone the arraignment.
I thought that Uncle Roy had been working for the last couple of nights on something for some old friends of the company.
He has been. Can't be any more tired than the rest of us.
Oh.
Good timing. Just got my pulse away, too.
That's 121 faster than mine. Have you got anything for me?
Well, you're not going to like it. Baby must be as tuckered as you look. Oh. Belched up only the essentials on McCormick. Strictly PR stuff.
Alistair McCormick, son of a wealthy banking family, disinherited at the age of 17, made his own fortune by the age of 25, then he dropped out of sight.
Resurfaced 3 years later, picked up where he left off.
Now he owns the largest sporting goods empire in the world.
All of which tells us, Zip. Fortunately, I was with Roy when your call came in. I decided to put the old reliable human mind to work, and I accounted for those 3 mysterious years. His first stop, Africa. For a while, he was the toast of the safari circuit, and then he disappeared without explanation again, and turned into a soldier of fortune for several questionable and revolutionary causes.
Searching for the ultimate thrill, always coming up short.
Well, maybe not anymore. Who's this other fellow in the picture with him?
A guy named Ian Woodruff. He and McCormick met in Zimbabwe. Woodruff's worked for him ever since. Why?
Because he's the same man that I saw breaking into Dee Dee Adams' trunk. You better get a hold of Hoyt and let him in on this. Might be enough to get Dee Dee off. In the morning, I think I'll take a little drive out to the McCormick place. See what kind of game he's hunting these days.
$75,000 a year. That's a lot of money just to endorse some swimming trunks.
Nonsense. You're a champion in your field. And I appreciate a good competitor. That's because I'm a good competitor.
Yeah, in the business world.
That carries over into my other interests. For instance, hunting. Have you ever been?
No, can't say that I have.
Exhilarating sport. It's man against nature. The trouble is, after a while, it gets to be routine, boring. So it wasn't too many days ago that I decided to seek out a new form of prey. Intelligent, highly competitive. Like you.
Yeah. You're insane, man. You can't get away with this.
Oh, yes, I can, Mr. Gifford. You see, unfortunately for you, your house is being burglarized at this very moment. And you'll be walking in on this trigger-happy felon. A tragic end to a very bright career.
You wouldn't, man. Let's talk about this, all right?
The hunt begins in 5 minutes, Mr. Gifford. I'd get moving if I were you. Somewhere along here. baited the trap. You know that Mr. Houston, he'll be a very challenging quarry.
But he saw what happened, he'll call the police.
He saw what happened, but not who. There's no way he can have seen our faces. The police can do nothing.
Well, you think Houston will come back?
I'm sure of it. When he does, I'll be ready for him.
I saw Mick Gifford shot down in cold blood.
And I saw Gifford's body in his own apartment. The place had been cleaned out. TV, stereo, everything. Homicide said he must have surprised the thief on his way out, and the thief gave him a bullet in the back as a going-away present.
Look, can't you see that he's doing the same thing again? He's just covering his tracks.
Off the record, Houston, I believe you. But you got to give me proof. You admit you've never seen him.
It happened on the man's property. I mean, who else could it be?
Wait, just before McCormick quit the safari circuit, there were allegations made that he was no longer hunting conventional game.
Allegations means never proven. As you said, the man covers his tracks.
Look, 3 natives never came back from one of his hunts. On another hunt, a fellow hunter disappeared. Now, that is fact and not allegation.
We're not asking for nuclear warheads, Hoyt.
Just a little you scratch my back, I scratch yours. When the time comes, you'll get all the proof you need. Is it a deal?
Half a deal. My back ain't itching yet.
It will be. That'll cost you a stroke.
Mr. Houston, isn't it? Haven't you got anything better to do than to find rule violators of the PGA?
Well, I promise not to tell. See, I'm looking for a killer, one with an extreme dislike for athletes.
Ah, you're referring to that tennis star. What's his name? Adams.
He was the first. Mick Gifford was the second. You remember him. He was going to endorse some of your products.
Heard about him on the radio. Tragic. We live in violent times.
Murderous.
Hurling accusations, Mr. Houston? Is that why the tennis star's wife hired you? To put the blame on someone else other than her?
The police have released her. She hired me to find a killer. I believe I have.
Yeah, good for you.
Hell of a recovery. A 2-putt from there and you win.
I took a penalty in the rough. Afraid I'll have to hold this out to win.
I'm going to prove that you killed Bill Adams and Mick Gifford. When I do, I'm going to hunt you down the same way you hunted them down.
As misguided as you are, I like your style, Mr. Houston. I've got a few intimate friends that are stopping by at 6 for cocktails. Dinner jackets requested. I'd like for you to be there. Maybe I can convince you that you're on the wrong track.
Not very private for such a delicate matter.
I'll give you time. Promise.
I'll see you at 6. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. How do you guys read me now?
Loud and clear. But I'm going to hate myself in the morning for this.
No, in the morning you are going to present to your superiors a tape upon which Alistair McCormick will have confessed to the murders of Bill Adams and Mick Gifford. He'll be their star detective.
Not if McCormick becomes a triple murderer while I'm sitting here in my car.
Oh, you worry too much.
You'd worry if I didn't.
What's your P's and Q's, Matlock? Make sure the host doesn't try to serve you for hors d'oeuvres.
So, what happened to all your intimate friends?
Well, it appears that I have my signals crossed. They won't be here until tomorrow. At least it gives us time to discuss that delicate subject which you insist on pursuing. Namely, accusing me of murder. Shall we begin with a parry or a thrust?
It's not a game.
Life is a game, Mr. Houston. A game with very few winners like you and like me.
I don't believe we're in the same league.
No, perhaps not. I have a greater passion for power. The ability to be able to give and to take.
As in human life?
Taking of a human life is the ultimate assertion of power.
Sounds to me a lot more like cold-blooded murder.
Darwin calls it survival of the fittest.
This man's a raving lunatic.
If that keeps him talking, we got all we need to prove it.
Fittest being superior athletes that you lure up here by telling them that they can endorse your products?
Apparently, you're not going to be satisfied until I admit to having stalked and killed Mr. Adams and Mr. Gifford. Now, are you?
That's for my ears only.
It is now.
It's dead. It's gone dead.
Let's get up there.
You already know the answer to your question, but you can't prove it. Yes. I killed Mr. Adams and Mr. Gifford and a few others that you need not know about. And now that I've told you, what makes you so certain that I won't kill you?
Even though you took that bug off of me, my Uncle Roy and a police officer have been listening to everything that you've said. They should be here any minute.
You're right about that. As you can see, I've already dealt with that. The first rule of the game, Mr. Houston, is to know your opponent. The second rule, never to eat what your host doesn't. It's a specialty of the house. Guaranteed to give you a full night's sleep, which you'll need. The first thing in the morning, you and I are going to get to play my favorite game. Pleasant dreams, Mr. Houston. All right, rise and shine. I suggest you put these clothes on. I imagine the ones you're wearing are going to be a little encumbering.
What did you do with Hoyt and my uncle?
Oh, years taking good care of them.
Why don't you just let them go and you can do what you want to with me?
I can do what I want with you right now. 10 minutes. Is that enough of a head start?
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you came here looking for a killer.
I found one.
Unless you escape from here, you'll never get a chance to prove it to anyone. Just to show you the kind of a sport I am, I'll even give you this. If you can get off this property alive, I'll confess to all the killings. I'll even let your uncle and the lieutenant go free.
What if I don't make it?
Well, then, I'll add you to my trophy collection, and I'll place both of them on either side of you. I hope you haven't lost those moves that won you the Heisman. It'd be a shame to make this a quick kill.
Don't believe me, I won't disappoint you.
Oh, good. Good boy.
My head feels like it's in a vice.
It's a kind of a knockout gas, Michael. We use it on some Peruvian anarchists back in the 60s. Has the same effect.
Good, you're awake.
You should have killed us while you had the chance.
Well, you're not in a very menacing position, are you?
What are you planning on doing with us now?
Depends on how your nephew fares with Mr. McCormick. It seems the hunt has just begun.
You're making it too easy for me, Houston. Touche, Mr. Houston. Houston, get away. We have to leave.
What about the others in the cellar?
I'm afraid there's no sporting chance for them. You better pack.
My nephew?
He was better than I thought. He eluded me.
No point in killing us. He'll be back with the police.
I have no intention of killing you. At least not yet. You two will be my insurance to get out of the country.
Too late.
All right? Sure, how about you? Well, I think I'll make it.
Thanks, Houston.
sure it's gonna be okay.
Relax. Houston won't mind. The man is always saying to me, Murray, what's mine is yours.
Oh, that's awfully big of him.
Hey, he's a big-hearted guy.
Okay. You get the towels. I'll test the water.
You know, Murray, I thought we had an arrangement. I mean, I was supposed to help you with your friend, and you were supposed to help me with all the IRS paperwork.
Yeah, I know, but can't I wait a couple of hours? Please, big guy, have a heart.
Oh, I do. I do. Remember, I'm a big-hearted guy. So I figured while you're taking care of the paperwork, I'll entertain your friend.
I feel like a kid when I wear my kibbies.
Terrific. Cut. Print. That's great, Cassie. Great. Now, listen, I want to do it just one more time, all right? Now, this time, when you say the line about the jeans, just lower your eyes a little, cock your head a little bit to the right, just like that. That's great. All right?
Okay.
Okay. Once more. Okay, you ready, Cassie?
Okay.
Roll camera. Action. Cassie, what are you doing?
Johnny? Johnny!
Cassie? Hey, Cassie!
Johnny! Johnny! My son was kidnapped. It happened in New York. That's where I live. There was no ransom note, nothing. He was just gone. Stolen.
Tell me what happened this morning.
I saw him in the park.
You sure it was him?
Of course, I'm sure. I dream about him every night. In New York, a part of me is always looking for him, but I never expected to see Johnny here. I flew in last night. I had to be on location this morning at 6 o'clock. We were filming a commercial in the park. And I looked up and I saw him. I started to run, but the woman, she put him in the car and drove away.
What kind of car?
I don't remember.
Tell me about the woman. Do you remember what she looked like?
Mr. Houston, I don't remember. I didn't see anything but Johnny. Why didn't I notice? I am so stupid. Why didn't I notice?
No. All right, just take it easy, huh? That's natural. Don't be so hard on yourself.
I'm sorry. I don't cry like this all the time. This last year has been a nightmare. Johnny is the only family I have in the whole world.
Is there a father?
No. Yes. Of course, there's a father. But he never really cared. I got married when I was very young. And it was a big mistake. But Johnny wasn't. Please, Mr. Houston, help me.
You know, it's possible that wasn't Johnny that you saw in the park this morning. It could have been a little boy that looked an awful lot like him.
I know. But one way or another, I have to find out.
Look, I'll tell you what. Why don't you wash your face, pull yourself together, and we'll take a ride to the park, huh? Where was it that you saw Johnny first?
Right in there. Excuse me. Were you in the park this morning? Please, it's very important. Were you here this morning?
Parque es bonito. Buen sitio para pasar un rato. Mi nombre es Matt Houston. ¿Y usted?
María Elena.
¿Habla usted inglés?
Muy poquito.
Maria, were you in the park this morning?
Sí.
Do you remember seeing this lady in the park this morning?
Oh, sí. Claro que la vi. Estaba corriendo detrás de la señora Amsterdam, que vino al parque con su hijito de 2 años. Ella lo quiere mucho a él. Todas las madres quieren a sus hijitos mucho, como yo quiero a los míos. Tengo 8 hijos y 19 nietos.
What'd she say?
Very interesting thing. She's got 8 children, 19 grandchildren, and a touch of the gout. The woman you were chasing in the park this morning's name's Amsterdam, Mrs. Robert Amsterdam. Seems to think that she's a very caring mother to her son, Mark.
Hi, honey, I'm home. Hey, Slugger. What are
Robert?
you doing? Yeah, hon.
Robert. Tried to call you.
I was away from the office all day.
Something awful happened this morning.
What was that?
Mark and I were leaving the park, and this girl came running up to the car, and she started pounding on the window.
Well, what'd she want?
I don't know. She just kept saying, "That's my son, that's my son."
Mark?
She looked desperate. I just drove away.
Well, I'm sure there's just some kind of mistake.
Oh, my God. That's her. She's coming here.
Oh, okay, look, I'll tell you what you do. You take Mark upstairs
Yes.
and stay there.
Okay.
Now, whoever she is, I'll handle it. Go ahead, honey.
I'm so nervous.
Don't worry about it. Just relax. Let me handle it. Mr. Amsterdam, my name's Matt Houston. I'm a private investigator. This is my client, Cassie Stanley. I wondered if we might talk to you for a moment.
What about?
Well, it might be nothing, but we're trying to identify somebody that my client saw in the park this morning. Thought maybe you could help us. Believe me, it'll only take a minute.
All right, please, come on in.
Thank you.
Just go right inside. Can I fix you a drink? I just got home from the office. I could use one myself.
No, thanks. I'm fine.
This is Johnny.
Oh, no, that's my son, Mark.
Cassie, let me handle this.
This is Johnny. I know it. Where is he?
My son is with my wife. Look, I don't understand what's going on here.
This boy is not your son.
Well, that's quite an accusation, young lady. I hope you have something to back it up.
It's what she thinks she saw, Mr. Amsterdam. Now, this morning in the park, Cassie saw your wife and your son. The boy looks an awful lot like her own son that was kidnapped a year ago.
Kidnapped? Mr. Houston, I have a birth certificate. I've got photos from the hospital. I mean, not that I have to prove anything. Miss Stanley, I'm truly sorry, but this is obviously a case of painful coincidence.
Can I just see him for a minute, please?
No, I don't think. Enough is enough. Mr. Houston, would you take Miss Stanley?
Not until you let me see him.
I'm gonna have to call the police.
Cassie, thank you very much.
Listen, I don't
Cassie,
care what...
let me handle it. It's gonna be fine. Come on.
Bradley Denholm, attorney at law.
Bradley Denholm, please.
I'm sorry, sir. He's in conference.
She's so beautiful, Mr. Denham. She's perfect.
Well, that's Jennifer. I think I've given you most of the information. Terribly sad, of course. Parents killed in a car crash. Grandmother in ill health. And incidentally, she's as anxious to conclude these arrangements as you are. I told you, no calls, Tina. If you want to sign this agreement, then we can get started. Paperwork on the adoption should be finished tomorrow, in which case you can be on the plane home the next day with your new daughter.
Mr. Denholm?
Not now, Tina. A sign on the bottom there by the X.
Thank you so much.
Not at all, Mrs. Richards. I consider it an honor to play some small part in creating new lives for these poor, unfortunate children. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're a real humanitarian, Bradley.
I'm glad you can appreciate that fact, Jake. Go on in. I'll be with the two of you in just a minute. Tina, when I say no calls, it also means do not stick your pretty little head in the door. Do you understand that?
I'm sorry, but Robert Amsterdam's on the phone. He seems awfully upset. He said it was urgent. He's been waiting all this time.
Take it in my office.
Camera work's getting pretty good, huh?
Good enough to make the sale.
Mr. Amsterdam?
Denholm? Listen, I just had a girl and a private investigator named Matt Houston barge into my house. She claims to be the mother of my child. Now, I want to know what the hell's going on here.
Mr. Amsterdam, that's impossible. As I told you when you adopted Mark, His mother was killed in a car crash.
Then who is this woman and why does she claim to be the mother of my child? I mean, I'm upset. My wife is upset.
Understandably, but it's obviously a mistake. When she finds that out, I don't think she'll bother you again.
Well, if she does, believe me, you're going to hear from me.
You got a problem?
No, Jake. You've got a problem.
Not bad.
What is a four-letter word for sartorial splendor?
Envy. What's the matter, Uncle Roy? Can't stand the competition?
On the contrary, I'm happy to see that I'm finally having some influence on you.
Well, you won't mind if I borrow this then, huh?
Well, what's the occasion?
Well, I'm gonna take Cassie out for a nice, quiet dinner. Did you come up with anything?
Yes. The Amsterdams were easy. They're society page regulars. He's a stockbroker. She's been involved with charities, mostly for children. They're respectable, well-liked people.
But on the other hand, Cassie may be given to imagining things.
Are you trying to tell me that she imagined this whole thing? That she imagined having the baby?
No, she had the baby all right. New York Doctors Hospital, August 28, 1982, and he was kidnapped July 2nd, 1983.
Houston, since then, she's been to the police and claims that she has seen her son on 17 different occasions.
At first, the police ran down every lead, and then after a while, they just stopped listening. I don't see how you can help her, Matlock.
I can take her to dinner. I can listen.
You're going to do exactly what I tell you. You understand? Because if you don't, little brat's gonna be dead tomorrow. Understand? All right. Now, don't make a sound. Not a sound. I want you to put these in your mouth. Shut up! Now swallow. 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 Nobody's gonna care, some flaky little actress old deed.
Are you all right? If he's in here, I can't find him.
Well, he might not have a record. Or you might not have gotten that good a look at him.
Wait, I didn't imagine this.
I'm not saying you did. I'm just saying that we don't have that much to go on. You know, just last year, there were over 500 of these cases. It only takes a minute for a baby to be carried away. And every day that goes by, that kid changes, which makes it harder and harder to identify them.
Cassie can identify her son. He's got an unusual birthmark on his back.
So you said. But before we can go back to the Amsterdams, we've got to be able to prove that that is her son.
CJ's got baby working on it right now, back checking hospital records.
How's Cassie doing?
She's sleeping. They changed her room at the hotel, put a guard on the door. Took a while to calm her down.
I know how she feels. It's nothing like the pain of a child being missing. I've been there, I know. You die a little bit more every minute they're gone. I was lucky I got my little girl back.
Yeah, well, Cassie's not so lucky. The man that attacked her told her that if she didn't do what he said, he was going to kill her son.
I'll do everything I can. I'm with you on this one, Houston.
Thank you, Mike. I've got a feeling we're running out of time. Come on.
Right?
It's so peaceful out here.
How you feeling?
I'm not sure. Last night seems like a bad dream, but I guess that's just wishful thinking. Because this morning I woke up and I had a dull pain in my heart.
You know, that's natural. You've been through an awful lot.
You're a very kind man. I know that sounds silly, but it's true. You know, last night when that man was trying to shove those pills down my throat, I tried it once. Right after Johnny was kidnapped. I took a bunch of pills. See, I thought it was my fault. If I'd only watched him...
It was not your fault.
Afterwards, I knew I couldn't live with that guilt. I had to be there for Johnny
If. When he comes back, huh?
Yes. When. Thank you.
Perfect timing. I just finished going over the hospital records on the Amsterdam baby. He was born August 28th, 1982.
Mother and son pronounced healthy and left the hospital 2 days later.
Normal development till the age of 11 months. After that, there is no more record.
Why?
Because they changed pediatricians. It happens all the time.
Yeah, but attempted murder doesn't. Now, somebody got very scared when Cassie claimed that the Amsterdam's child was Johnny. If that's true, what happened to the Amsterdam's child?
Good question. I'll put baby back to work on it and see what we can dig up.
First thing in the morning, I think I'll try going directly to the source.
Okay, sweetheart. Let's dry the feet up.
Mrs. Amsterdam.
What do you want?
Please, I just want to talk to you for a minute.
About what?
About mothers? A very special kind of love that they have for their children. I can see that you love your son.
Of course I do.
Let me tell you a little story about another mother very much like you. Loved her son very much till her boy was taken away from her. Stolen.
Why are you telling me this?
Because her boy is about the same age as Mark. Same blonde hair, blue eyes.
I don't want to hear about this.
You know I'm right.
No. I love my son.
And that's why you can understand the pain and the anguish she must be going through of having her baby taken away from her. Please, if you feel like talking, just give me a call, all right? You can help me stop it so it doesn't happen again, so other mothers don't have to go through the same thing that Cassie's going through and what you're going through.
See what else we need. Oh, yeah, soup.
like it, Denham?
What's not to like? This South American couple is willing to pay any amount of money for a nice little boy. And their contact is coming tomorrow.
This whole thing is about to blow up in our faces.
Yes, thanks to the job you neglected to finish on the Stanley girl last night.
Well, it wasn't my fault. Everything was going fine until that P.I. Houston showed up.
And saw you, which is all the more reason to get the Amsterdam boy. Now, we ship him south tomorrow. Houston has nothing to work with, and we get out of town with enough money to live the rest of our lives.
The Amsterdams are going to scream their head off.
Not if they can't. Now, you take care of it, Jake.
Houston Investigations.
Matt Houston, please. This is Sheila Amsterdam calling.
Houston, Sheila Amsterdam, line 3.
Mrs. Amsterdam?
Could you come over here, please? I'd like to talk to you about my son. About Mark.
Of course, I'll be right there.
What are you doing?
Thank you, Mr. Houston. Goodbye.
Sheila, what have you done?
Robert, now we can't live this lie anymore. We can't pretend our son didn't die.
But, Mark's our son.
No. As much as we love him, he doesn't really belong to us.
His. We adopted him.
It was a phony adoption, Robert. Robert, I think that girl is his mother, his real mother. And she deserves to have her son with her.
What's going on? What are you doing?
Don't be a hero.
Got the baby?
Listen, kid.
Robert!
Mrs. Amsterdam is in a coma. Paramedics got her vital signs patched through to the hospital. She got a 50-50 chance.
CJ just told me that you saw Johnny.
I saw a small boy.
Was he all right?
He's fine, but we still can't prove that it's Johnny. Now, the hospital records show that the Amsterdams had a baby boy.
They also show that he died of crib death at 11 months.
What?
It's a copy of the death certificate. I did some checking, Houston, and found that filed under Sheila Amsterdam's maiden name.
The Amsterdam's child died. They must have adopted another.
Who just happened to be Cassie's kidnapped son.
Those poor people.
They paid a terrible price.
Amsterdam's are not the kind of people that would deal directly with a kidnapper, and there's got to be somebody else involved.
Well, I get the feeling that you have an idea who that might be.
I don't. I just have an idea how to find out who it is. And the place to start is with the Amsterdam's financial records. Found it.
Found what?
Name of Amsterdam CPA.
Did you get me out of bed just to tell me that?
Illegal adoptions cost a whole bunch of money. I want to find out who the middleman is, who Robert Amsterdam paid a large sum of money to around the time of the adoption.
Logical. But it seems to me that kind of information would be confidential.
Logical.
I'll change.
Something dark would be appropriate.
Logical.
Why don't you hold the flashlight? I'll get the lock.
Better if you hold the light and I pick the lock.
No, I can get the lock.
I'm older.
What's it got to do with it?
Experience. I picked more locks than you picked. Faster.
Yeah, I'm fast, too.
If you're so fast, how come we're not in there yet?
Could have done that.
Could take all night to find that Amsterdam file. Why don't you start here, and I'll start over there.
I think I'll start down here with the A's. As in Amsterdam.
I could have done that.
That's the right date. Take a look at a copy of that check. That's a whole bunch of money.
Payable to Bradley Denholm, attorney at law.
Who are you?
Name's Houston. Want to talk to you about adopting a child.
I do very few adoption cases. How'd you get in here, anyway?
I walked. Your secretary seems to have a fascination with the coffee machine. Now, these few adoptions that you do, tell me something. Where do you get the kids?
From poor unwed mothers anxious to find excellent parents for their babies without burdensome paperwork.
Black market babies.
Is there a point to this?
I want a kid, Denholm.
Somehow I don't think you qualify as an excellent parent.
Somehow I don't think you're qualified to make that decision. Now, I want a kid. This kid.
I've never seen him before.
Oh, not only have you seen him, you stole him from his natural mother. Then you arranged the adoption by the Amsterdams. I've got the records to prove it. I also happen to know that you ordered them killed. I may not be able to prove that, but you'd be surprised what you'll confess to by the time I get finished with you.
Get out.
In a minute. Just as long as you understand our deal. Now, you get me that boy within 24 hours, and I'll leave you alone. If you don't, you're a dead man.
How'd it go?
I gave a virtuoso performance. I think you bought every word of it. You gonna be all right in here? This may take a while.
Patience is a wonderful virtue. I spent 3 days in a van half this big in Dubrovnik in '59. Builds character.
He had muscle cramps. Well, I'm gonna go back to the office.
An eye to my vigil. Sooner or later, Denholm will lead us to Cassie's boy.
Houston, line 2.
Matt Houston.
I've been considering your request in regards to the child. You're a very persuasive man, Mr. Houston.
You get to the point.
There's a construction site at 34th and Edison. You'll see a trailer. Meet me in 20 minutes and come alone or you won't get the child.
I'll be there.
I hope this is good news.
He wants me to meet him at a construction site, 34th and Edison.
I know the project. Abandoned and condemned. It's a setup, boy. Take me with you.
And I want you to stay put, right where you are. Now, if Denholm thinks that I'm out of the way, he might make a move on his own, lead you to Cassie's son.
Or maybe not. I can't just sit here.
Patience is a virtue. Builds character.
And muscle cramps. Be careful.
Mr. Denholm, Jake's on the line.
Houston's dead.
Good. You'll meet me at the house on the canal as soon as you can.
Be in Venice in half an hour.
Then you can take me with you?
I figured you'd need help.
I can handle it from here. Get on back to the house before the kids wake up. I'll take care of him and meet you up there. Pussycat, finally run out of lies.
Thanks, kids. Believe you just saved my life.
I'm so sorry. I didn't see you. I'll get my car started.
Are you sure you're all right, Houston?
I'm fine. The bullet just grazed me.
All right. Hold on a second. Uncle Roy?
Bad news. I lost Denholm. Tell Matt.
Roy, why don't you tell him yourself? He's on the other line. I'll patch you through.
What do you mean lost him? How?
Same way I lost Karpov in Prague, December of '51.
Tell me about it later, Uncle Roy. Now, I've convinced Denholm's henchmen to give me the address of the house where they're holding Cassie's boy. It's 232 Sandy Beach Road, Venice.
I'm on my way. What'd you do with the henchman?
He's in good hands. Check the house.
Reinforcements are on the way.
The kids are fine. We didn't touch them. See for yourself.
Landing gear up. Over there. What do you think of that? Pretty good.
I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to thank you enough or repay you.
I think you just have.
I'm glad to see this turned out better than my run-in with Karpov in Prague.
Speaking of which, I think it's about time you explained to me how a seasoned professional, I mean a man like yourself, could possibly let the man you're tailing get away from you before he ever got out of the parking lot.
Don't start with me, Matlock. Hoyt tells me you were rescued by a trio of 10-year-olds on bicycles.
Well, I had the situation under control.
So did I.
Besides, there were at least 12. You know, we make a hell of a team.
I'm glad you think so. Because I've been meaning to talk to you about a raise.
was not even our man. Now, you moved in too soon. You didn't listen to a thing that I said, and now he's gone.
You said he worked alone.
I told you that he worked alone in the past. I also told you that he was unpredictable.
Look, I don't have time to argue with you. He's still got the boy.
He's gonna give the boy back. He fancies himself a man of his word.
I thought he was unpredictable. Look, Houston, we're the FBI, not a bunch of Keystone cops. You hear about this case on television, come up here from L.A., telling us that a small-time kidnapper is some nightmare man who kidnapped and terrorized you when you were a little boy in Texas some 20 years ago.
It's him.
Drayton, there's blood. We must have wounded him.
He said he'd be back. Just like a bad dream. Now, look, I have played this whole thing just the way you wanted me to, right by the book. And now he's gone.
So maybe we'll play it your way the next time.
Yeah, well, maybe there won't be a next time, see? I have waited for this for 20 years.
Well, where's he gonna go? Where's he been all these years?
Exactly where he's wanted to be. Freeze the bird.
Tried to catch me, but I got away.
You let them back here?
No, sir, I lost them.
You screwed up, Billy.
I didn't. I got the money. It's just that they were hiding, waiting for me. There were bright lights. Then I got hit.
You hurt bad? You'll be all right. It's just a flesh wound. We'll be leaving now.
What about him up there?
Don't worry about him. He won't be doing any talking. Believe you me.
Near Silverdale, Oregon, where young kidnap victim Patrick Denton was reunited with his parents after the kidnapper phoned to reveal where the boy was being kept. Carrying $100,000 in ransom, the kidnapper and his wounded accomplice are still at large, despite a statewide manhunt. The Denton boy, who's being held in Portland General Hospital for observation, has been unable or unwilling to describe his two captors. Special Agent Ann Strayton, who is heading up the FBI investigation, has made no official statement and refuses to disclose what progress the FBI has made to date. There seems very little hope that an arrest will be made soon.
The doctor said it would be okay. In fact, he said it might help to have you talk to him.
All we can do is hope.
My boy hasn't said more than 5 words since we got him back. He's not bruised or anything. He hasn't been beaten up or physically hurt in any way. They just scared him.
I know.
Man who kidnapped me locked me in a closet. Every so often, they take me out of the closet, put me into a room, terrorize me with a gun full of blanks. Each time, he said he was going to kill me.
My God.
When they finally found me, I couldn't look at anybody in the eye. I couldn't talk to them. I couldn't tell them what had happened to me.
Why in God's name would anybody want to torment a little boy?
I wondered the same thing when Matlock was kidnapped. Such a little boy. So helpless to this kind of thing. My brother Bill paid $50,000 ransom.
I'd just like to find the monster who's responsible for this. Make him pay.
So does my nephew.
Patrick, the man who kidnapped you kidnapped me a long time ago. I think I know what it is you're going through.
Nobody knows.
What did he look like?
I don't know.
He called himself the Nightmare Man? What about the other man, the younger man? What did he look like? Did they say where they might go? I mean, did they call each other by names? Patrick, I want to catch him. I want to catch him so he'll never do this to anyone again. And I've got to have your help.
I can't. He told me.
I know. I know. He told you that if you said anything, he would come back. Well, he won't. You're safe now.
I'm not.
Patrick. I'm gonna catch him, Patrick. I need your help. You're the only one that can help me.
I can't. I can't.
Still bleeding?
I'll be all right.
Bleed much more, you'll be dead. Come on. Let's go.
Patrick, this is a sketch that the Texas police made of the man who kidnapped me. Look anything like the man who kidnapped you?
I'm sorry, Mr. Houston.
No need to apologize. You're just too scared to talk. Still hasn't said a word.
Takes time.
Yeah. The Nightmare Man's gonna be long gone again.
Mr. Houston, I want you to know how much I appreciate you coming up here to Portland and at least trying.
I haven't given up yet, friend.
It hurts you to remember, doesn't it? My nephew knows. The last thing in the world he would want to do would be to hurt you any more than you've already been hurt. Matlock had to think about this Nightmare Man all his life because nobody ever caught him. That's one of the reasons he wanted to become a private detective. Why he cares for things that some people don't give a second thought to. Like you. About what you have to live with.
Patrick.
beard. He's drawn a beard. Patrick. God bless you, Patrick. We're gonna catch him. You and me, we are going to catch him.
At least now we know what we're looking for. I got these in statewide distribution. The accomplice will be needing medical attention. With luck, maybe a doctor, a hospital.
Whoa. Sheriff's been looking all over for you guys. Highway patrol report. Somebody shot a salesman on 85 and stole his car. Guy's lucky he's still alive.
Bearded gunman, the bleeding accomplice?
Highway 85, that's about 100 miles east of here. Open country.
We're looking for a town.
Yeah, Marysville. It's small, isolated, and it's got a 24-hour emergency.
No, I've never been caught. Just a little bit too crafty. Never do or say exactly the same thing twice. Just keep moving. Don't get greedy. I only take what I need. Nothing more. He looks dead.
The anesthetic will wear off in an hour. You really shouldn't move him.
1 Charlie 5, Bishop to King 5. Copy?
What's that?
They're not calling us. We're on a network. One of the clinics calls in to play chess with a dispatcher in control.
Put on the floor like him.
No response from inside. We have an emergency code. No response means...
Yeah, I know. It means he's in there.
Let me call for some backup.
Look, I haven't got that much time. Now, we played it your way last time. You remember?
Listen, Houston...
Agent Straighton, my nephew is going in there. Now, it's simply a matter of whether you're going to help us or watch us.
Stay with the kid. Is that your car?
Yeah, here. Go.
Boy, I want you to get a hold of the highway patrol. See what you can get out of the kid inside. Remember? Yeah, I know. I'll call you when I get a chance. Dinner's over.
Who are you?
Former victim. Name's Houston. You remember me?
The kid who wouldn't cry. I scared the hell out of you. But you wouldn't cry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead! I wouldn't if I were you.
My name is Matt Houston. I'm a private investigator. My wallet is in my left-hand pocket. This man's wanted by the FBI.
He's crazy! He forced me in here. He was going to rob me and kill me.
He's lying!
Don't move! Lose the gun!
The man is wanted for kidnapping. Look, just check, please.
We'll settle this outside. Lose the gun!
Single file. Towards the door. Slowly.
Desk sergeant up there. The way you were carrying on, they were ready to lock you up and throw the key away.
First, a rookie cop lets him escape. Then I lose a whole day traveling back from Portland. Hoyt, I had him, and they let him get away.
It was an honest mistake, Houston.
An honest mistake? So what if he kills somebody else? What if he kidnaps another child? It's gonna still be an honest mistake?
Listen, buddy, I am on your side. We're all on your side.
Well, just the same. I mean, the kind of help I've been getting here lately, I'd just soon be on my own.
Hey! You can lose the martyr routine, my friend, because it just doesn't work. It doesn't work with me, it doesn't work with Roy, or any of the people who are trying to help you. Houston, we know what you went through.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You have got no idea what it is I went through, or you would know why it is so important that I do not let this man get away this time.
Houston, your nightmare man's accomplice is here in L.A. The FBI flew him in yesterday. Seems like he's implicated himself in 20 murders in Southern California alone.
Me and Bart, we did a lot of killing the last couple of years.
What did you do with the bodies?
Different things. It all depended
On what?
on how Bart felt about them. He mostly buried the ones he liked.
Yesterday, Billy took us on a tour through Angeles Park, gave us what he said was the precise location of 7 unsolved murders, described a dozen more around the state. We didn't find anything.
Why'd you kill all those people, Billy?
Lots of reasons. Money, food, cars, clothes, whatever.
Kid's lying through his teeth. We have no proof that Bartholomew or he murdered anyone. Billy Boy just wants to look important.
Sometimes I'd kill him for no reason at all. Just to do it. Bart didn't like it when I didn't have a reason. He whipped me good. Bart always has a reason.
Bart. That's your nightmare man, Matlock. Just Bartholomew, no last name.
Where do you suppose this Billy linked up with him?
I don't know. His last name is Collins. Or so he says.
CJ's running a check. He has no public record under that name.
Whose idea was it to kidnap Patrick Denton?
Bart's idea. We needed to raise some money for our dog ranch. Bart let me help, though.
He also left you behind, Billy. Bart left you behind to take all the blame.
All right, this is the part we're waiting for.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about someone you trusted, who's just left you in the lurch.
He didn't leave me in no lurch.
Then where is he, Billy?
He's right here in L.A., waiting for me to get out. We agreed to meet at this place if we got split up somehow. The Cape Cod Inn, room 15. 15 is Bart's lucky number.
Not anymore.
Police, open up!
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Lying.
Protecting Bartholomew. Why?
That's what I'm going to find out. And this time, I'm going to be the one that's asking the questions.
No, you're not. I just received word that Billy's been transferred to a psychiatric facility. A couple of lawyers showed up with a court order right after we left the hospital.
Let me guess. We violated his constitutional rights?
They say Billy's mentally ill and incapable of understanding the consequences of any confessions.
Come on, Billy knows exactly what he's doing. And he is the only one that knows where Bartholomew is. Now, he's just playing games with us.
Maybe. It doesn't matter. They'll never allow us to get close to that kid again.
Billy Collins' real name is William Arthur Nelson, Jr. He was last seen 11 years ago, just before he was kidnapped. The ransom was $30,000. His parents took a calculated risk, Houston. They stalled, hoping that the police would catch the kidnapper.
Bartholomew.
He said that if he didn't get the money, Billy's parents would never see their son again.
He kept his word. They never did. And an innocent young boy was slowly turned into an animal.
We think your nightmare man's been blazing a trail of terror across this country since before he kidnapped you, Houston. Assaults, robbery, stealing cars, rolling drifters. Who knows how many homicides?
And at least 3 kidnappings. And Billy is the only link that we have to put an end to all of it.
Well, both his parents are dead. He has no other family.
Except Bartholomew. Now, do we know what psychiatric facility they're holding Billy in?
Meadow Oaks, a respectable facility, so I hear.
Look, Houston, I mean, even if you could get in to see him, Billy's not going to tell you where Bartholomew is. He worships a man.
He may not tell me where he is, but he could possibly lead me to him.
You try to break that kid out of Meadow Oaks, you'll have every FBI agency in the country on your tail.
Then just tell me how hard it would be to get in to see him.
With the courts involved, you'd have to be committed.
No, 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 no. All right. I promise. I'll go quietly. I promise.
All right. Come on.
Thank you. So I lied.
Will you tell me where the men's bathroom is?
New patient?
Yeah.
No.
Houston, Matlock, manic depressive. Dr. Becker admitted him.
Nurse. Better take him to the siesta wing. Sweet dreams.
They drug everything around here. The water, the coffee, the gelatin, the beans. What are you in here for?
I'd rather not talk about it.
Yeah, well, I'm just in here for a tune-up myself. Every now and then I kind of fritz out, you know. My wife checks me in here. It's not so bad. It's kind of like a vacation.
How long have I been in here?
Oh, a couple of days from what I know. They always try to stabilize you for the first 36 hours. Sleep therapy, they call it. See that guy over there? That's the professor. He's a bona fide genius. Particle physics, I think.
What's he doing in here?
Oh, some kind of short circuit. He's terrified of being touched. It sends him into a rage. He's afraid that if he comes in contact with another human being, he'll explode. They use the coffee for shock therapy.
Right.
We got a murderer upstairs.
A new patient?
He came in just before you. They're treating him like some kind of celebrity. I mean, he's got Ward C all to himself.
What do you have to do to get into this Ward C?
From here? Well, you have to be sick or hurt. It's the infirmary.
So, how's it going, Professor?
What are you staring at? Get out of my face. Bartholomew sent me to get you out of here.
One sound and I'm gonna break your neck.
Let's kill him.
I want every available man out there looking for him.
Sir, one of them is on our side.
Wrong. He's guilty of aiding and abetting, Lieutenant. I just hope we don't find out this was some kind of a conspiracy.
Cassidy, the memory of this man has haunted Houston all his life.
Commander, he couldn't think of another way to get to him.
Well, then he should have tried harder. The boy's to be considered armed and extremely dangerous. And if Houston gets in the way,
Thank you. Hell of a place to stop.
Yeah.
Bart would have killed him and took the car.
Yeah, well, I'm not Bart.
Well, you gotta be careful. They're looking for us. I'm important.
I'm probably on the 10 most wanted list.
Right. Look, how much further we got to go?
We're close. Come on. Think Bart will be surprised to see us so soon?
Oh, I bet you he will.
Me and Bart hid out in here 3 days once. It's okay. They'll never look here. We even hid stuff just in case. We've hid stuff lots of places. Hey, that's mine.
I thought you told me this was close to where Bartholomew is.
It was. We passed it. Bartholomew always taught me to go past where you want to go. If people think you're going to keep going, they never expect you to go back the way you came. We'll go back in the morning. You don't seem like anyone Bart would know.
Well, I'll tell you. Old Bart and I go back a long way.
This is it. This is our dog ranch. Bart's and mine. It's all ours. He must be inside. Yo, Bart! He said he knew you, that you sent him to fetch me.
Why would I want to fetch you?
Now, lose the gun. Real slow. That's it. Come on now.
Circles. This is how I started, too. With a revenge killing. And then it got easier and easier. With the jawbone of an ass, I've slain 1,000 men.
Now you just terrorize little boys.
Like you. am not afraid to die. I created you in my own image.
It's time, little Madeline.
I hope we didn't startle you. I just wanted to say thanks.
I didn't think you'd mind.
No. Not at all. I was just looking at some papers. And, I don't know. I must have dozed off, I guess.
What you've done, Mr. Houston, I can't thank you enough.
How's the boy doing?
Coming along fine. He doesn't talk a whole lot yet, but that'll come in time.
Hey, buddy. You know, I told you I'd get him. And that he wouldn't come back.
He comes back. My dreams.
I know. But he won't always come back. Would you hand me that lighter? I was thinking about doing the same thing myself.
up there?
This is Bill Robinson from KPRZ News, reporting live from the Osaki Hotel, where a man has perched himself on the roof and is threatening to jump.
Uncle Roy, you've only rearranged this 5 times.
Yeah, I know. I guess I'm a little nervous.
Well, don't be. It's going to be perfect.
You know, every year since Will was reported missing in action in Vietnam, his mother used to bake a cake on his birthday. And then Flo and I would have dinner alone, and we'd bring out the cake and light the candles and make a wish. The wish I'm making right now is that Flo could be here with us.
Cake's here. As I remember, Will was always a sucker for frosting.
When he was a little kid.
Yeah, well, one thing you never lose is sweet tooth.
All I know is I can't wait to see the look on my boy's face when he sees all this.
Houston, Bob.
This one.
Houston. This is Lieutenant Zach Manson, Police Department. I'm at the Osaki Hotel. Got a man sitting on the edge of the roof here threatening to jump.
Well, I don't quite understand, Lieutenant. Well, why are you calling me?
He says he's your cousin Will. Will Houston. The only 2 people he's agreed to talk to are you and a lawyer named C.J. Parsons, but nobody else, especially his father. Is that your cousin out there, Mr. Houston?
I can't believe it.
Sure knew what he was doing when he picked this building.
What do you mean?
Hook and Ladder has a 8-story reach. Anything above 4 floors, you can forget about catching him in a net. Right now, we're standing on floor 37.
So what you are telling me is that the only way my cousin's going to get down off this roof is if we talk him down.
Or he jumps.
Do you know why he would do something like this?
Yes, I do. He spent 12 years in a prison camp inside of Cambodia, and he was just rescued 3 months ago. CJ, get a hold of the VA. They've got psychiatrists who specialize in this kind of thing.
I'll get the best they have as soon as I can.
How's it going, cuz?
Don't come any closer.
Well, what the hell are you doing up here?
Please. Don't tell Dad. Sounds like we're kids again, and I just bent the fender on his Buick, huh? I don't think I could take him seeing me like this, Matt.
I won't tell him.
All those years, locked up, caged like an animal, bent over and shackled. Only thing that kept me going was thought of coming home. But home isn't home anymore, Matt.
Will, I know what you've had to go through to adjust, but you've got people that you can lean on here, people that want to help you.
I'm 35 years old today. Some happy birthday, huh? What have I got to show for it? No wife, no kids, no... nothing.
Talking about your girlfriend, Mary?
She went away. She's not coming back.
Hello, Will. The VA is on the way.
Look, Will, jumping off this building is not going to bring Mary back.
No. But it'll put an end to my hoping that she will.
Will, there must be some kind of a misunderstanding.
People who leave letters saying, I'm not coming back, and don't bother trying to find me, make themselves very clear.
Let me try and find her.
She doesn't want to be found.
Well, look, I found you in the jungles of Cambodia. How hard can this be, Will? Let me give it a shot. Let me find her. Look, you two can sit down face to face, talk it out, find out what happened here. Where does she live?
On a houseboat. In the marina, someplace. I don't know. She always insisted we meet at my place.
Well, you gotta promise me something.
Don't ask me to come in off this ledge, Matt. I can't be with the rest of the world.
Just promise me that you're gonna be here when I get back, all right?
No deals.
I want you to stay put. He's in no mood to be pressured right now, but you keep him talking. We might find out some more about Mary.
It would be a lot easier if we met her.
Beginning to wonder why we never did. Uncle Roy, how'd you find out?
When you and CJ hightailed it out of the party, it didn't take a brain surgeon to figure out something was wrong. My son is getting ready to jump off the roof, and they won't let me talk to him.
No, sir, you can't go down there. You can't talk to him right now. Will is all mixed up inside and hurting.
I'm hurting too, and I'm going to talk to my boy.
No, you are not. Don't you understand? He doesn't want you to see him like this. I mean, you go out there right now, and he may jump.
How many more payments do I have to make on my son, Matlock, before I get him back?
I don't know. Just listen to me. Look, if you really want to help him, let's go talk to his girlfriend, because right now it seems like she may be the only one that's going to talk him down off the roof.
Where do we start?
By trying to find her. Come on. Hey, Chris, it's Houston. Now, I need an address. Trace this number, 555-7566. Look, when you get it, please, give me a call on the mobile phone. Thank you.
You sound like you came up with something.
No, this is one of those automatic phones. It dials up automatically numbers that are frequently used. Look, it's got your number, my number, and Mary's. When I tried it, there's no answer.
I found this in the bedroom. It's a bank book for a joint account named Will Houston and Mary Atkins. There is 12 years of back pay in that account. There is a bank statement of Will was over here with some unopened mail.
Mary Atkins closed out the account?
She conned Will out of every last cent.
The question is, does Will know that he's been suckered?
If he didn't know, he'd have jumped already. She must be one hell of an actress.
I hope so. Because if we find her, she's going to have to give the best performance of her life to get Will down off that roof.
Not if. When?
Mary's got a little boy, Johnny. Cutest little 6-year-old you ever met. His dad was killed a couple of years ago in a plane crash. It's like an instant family for me.
Sounds like you love them both very much.
Mary and her little boy were my world, CJ.
You're part of our world, Will. That's why you have to hold on. For Houston and me, as well as Mary and her little boy. But especially for Roy.
What do you know about that guy up on the roof?
Don't know anything about him at all. Photographer?
Yeah, Tattletale magazine. Here we go. I bet this guy knows something. Yeah.
Dr. Dyer, VA Hospital.
Hey, is that guy up on the roof a vet? Oh, come on, Tattletale Magazine, give me a break, buddy. Hey!
Chris traced Will's girlfriend's telephone number to the Harbor Marina, berth 507. It's gotta be it, just up ahead.
You boys shouldn't have gone in there. That boat's off limits.
According to whom?
According to me. And my friends, Gramps. Now, why don't you and Pretty Boy explain what the hell you're doing?
Well, why don't you first tell me who he or she is that's so scared it needs a goofy-looking bunch like you to protect them?
Boy, you could have been a little more diplomatic.
Oh, don't shoot, man, please. The houseboat belongs to a guy that hangs out at a bar on the other side of the marina, the dry dock.
What's the guy's name?
Fiskus. Joe Fiskus.
Come on, get out of here.
Let's drop by the dry dock. I'm buying.
Houston, get back here as fast as you can. He's been drinking and he's talking about jumping again. And I think he might do it. Dr. Dyer from the VA thinks that you're the only one who can stop him. Hurry, Houston.
Now, look, just promise me you won't do anything on your own.
But I ought to go up there with you.
We have been through that before. You know what might happen if Will sees you up there. Now, just promise me.
All right, I'll wait at the office.
Thank you.
We're going to the marina. A bar called the Dry Dock.
He's drunk and scaring the hell out of me.
I can't get no satisfaction.
We try and talk to him.
Ain't get no satisfaction.
Will! How you feeling, buddy?
Well, not thirsty anymore. Not much left anyway. Not much anything left. Anymore.
I've seen this case before, you know. The VA. It's not unlike the post-traumatic stress disorder that they found among Vietnam veterans and prisoners of war.
Thinking about Mary's little boy. He needs an operation, you see. I offered to pay for it. Even opened up a joint bank account in both our names. She was too proud to even touch it. Now I don't know where either one of them is anymore. It's getting cold up here.
Take my jacket, Will. No, really. Take it. Please. Here.
Hell. Maybe it's better if I do jump.
Well, don't say that. What's the boy gonna do if you jump? He's already lost one father.
Oh, shit. His mother will find somebody else. She probably already has.
Nobody better than you, Will.
Would you stay with me? Just for a little while?
As long as you want.
What'll it be?
Information. I'm looking for Joe Fiskus.
Hey, Fiskus, someone's looking for you.
She cute? It's about my boy, Will Houston. Not real smart. Coming down here without Pretty Boy and his 45. I thought we put you in your place once today, son. Yeah? Well, the way I see it, you and I got a little unfinished business. And I'm gonna enjoy it. So am I. Next time I'll aim a little higher.
You're too old to be a cop. You're the one Fiskus conned?
No, he conned my son.
The non-vet on the roof? I've been watching him. The reason I came back from Nam, only half crazy, it's because I wasn't any good before I went in. It's guys like your kid that it really ate alive. I bet he volunteered. Thought it was all a big John Wayne movie.
Yeah, he had a bunch of ideas like duty, country, honor.
Well, you go and tell your boy that John Wayne is dead.
He sure the hell is.
You remember that summer that we spent out in Colorado? Had all the fresh air we could breathe, all the fresh fish we could eat.
Yeah. That's why I bought the place up at Big Bear when I got back. 12 years in the cage. Makes you yearn for the wide open spaces.
At least you don't have to worry about your daddy catching us smoking cigarettes behind the garage anymore. Remember, I got the lecture of my life.
Yeah. I got the licking. What's the matter?
Just take it easy.
What's wrong? What does she want?
Roy's inside. He thinks he's found a lead on Mary.
I said, what does she want?
Damn it, will you just relax, Will? Look, I'm telling you, if I'm gonna find Mary, I've got to get out of here for a little while. Take it easy. CJ's gonna stay with you.
How is he?
Well, he's all right for now.
He's gonna be all right. I got the license plate on that fella that hired us 5 guys down at the dock. Chris is checking it out.
How'd you get his number?
I went to that bar.
Well, you promised me that you'd stay put.
I know, but I have my fingers crossed.
We're here on the 21st floor of the hotel, and looking out at the opposite tower, we can see the man still poised on the ledge. My question and the question on the minds of everyone who's been watching this human tragedy is why? What causes a man to climb the heights of a modern skyscraper and contemplate jumping off?
Hey, we have to watch this stuff. The guy's a loser. This is depressing.
You can't do anything about it now anyway.
No. I'm just the one who strung him along and ripped him off.
Why don't you get Johnny's stuff packed and he's done?
Can I trust you not to surprise me this time?
I'm sounding like my uncle. Walk in the rear.
Okay, that's it. If you get Johnny set up front, we're on the road.
Holly, get in and drive.
Hey! Come on, move! Move! Drive! Look out!
Go!
Go! Don't worry about them. I'll get them after I get you to a hospital. Easy.
Ain't that a shame?
Hey, sportsman. Huh? How you doing? Yeah, faster.
Will, I've got black coffee. Have some.
I got something better.
Well, I hope he doesn't have another bottle of that 100-proof courage in that sack. If he gets any drunker, he may fall off.
Huh?
Oh, great. This is all we need. Doctor, get away from that window.
Dr. Smith, call your office.
Your uncle is a lucky man, Mr. Houston.
I know. The man who shot him hadn't been using birdshot. There wouldn't be a leg left of men.
All the same, I have ordered him to stay here overnight.
Thank you, Doctor. I hope that was good news about Roy. It was. Any word on the man who shot him?
I've already issued out an APB on him, Joseph Fiscus. Con artist from way back. Always works with women. Uses her to bait hooks.
I know the type. Usually need money for a noble cause, like an operation or something.
Current accomplice is a Holly Talbert, age 26. Been in and out of trouble since she was 14. She and Fiscus been together now for a year.
Mr. Houston,
Yes.
there's a call for you from a C.J. Parsons.
Man has
Houston, Chris told me where to find you. How is Uncle Roy?
Very lucky. How's his son?
It's not good, Houston. He's got a gun.
What?
Apparently, the police are going to try to rush him.
Right away.
CJ, they can't do that. If they rush him, he's as good as dead. Stall him, do anything. I'll get there as fast as I can.
A startling new development. We've just been told that the man on the ledge of the 37th floor has a gun. Whether he plans to use the gun on himself or others is not known at this time, but the police department has been forced to reevaluate their strategy. The consensus is that they are planning some bold action to bring this two-day-old drama to an end. I repeat, this just in, the man on the ledge of the Osaki Hotel has a gun, and apparently the police department
want to quit.
Fix me a drink, will you?
You didn't hear me. I said I want out.
I don't believe this. You're all shook because one guy is threatening to off himself? What's the difference between this guy and all the other pigeons we plucked?
Because the others didn't try and kill themselves, Joe. I think Will really cared for me.
Well, of course he cared for you. He wouldn't give you his money if he didn't go for your act.
I'm not so sure it was an act. Will was different from all the others.
I want you to keep this entire area clear. Now, we've waited long enough, Miss Parsons.
Manson, if you rush this young man, you're gonna kill him.
Yeah, well, better him than somebody else.
Oh, that's a pretty cavalier attitude, Lieutenant.
TJ is right. If you rush him, he will jump. That's the same thing as murder.
That man has a gun.
Yeah, well, he won't use it.
You don't know that.
Does anyone care what I think? Now, if anyone can get that gun away from him, Mr. Houston can.
What?
We'll trust him. He believes in him.
You don't have the authority to decide that.
I have the authority, Manson. I take full responsibility. I can make it official with one phone call to headquarters.
It's your career.
Thank you, officer. Houston, they found that camper belonging to Fiscus, abandoned on Highway 18.
CJ, Highway 18, that's near Big Bear.
I think so. Why?
That's where Will's cabin is.
It's a nice gun.
Not really.
Want to give it to me?
No? Did you find her?
Maybe. Mary knows where your place up at Big Bear is, doesn't she?
I used to take her and Johnny up there almost every weekend. Think that's where she is?
Well, I need more time to try and find her and bring her back here.
What are you waiting for?
The gun, Will.
I don't even know why I brought it up here. I remember the first time they issued me one of these in basic training. It scared me to death. Funny how you get used to things.
Stay here.
you want?
Understand that you are a friend of my cousin, Will Houston.
I never meant for anything like this to happen.
Good, because you're coming back to Los Angeles with me. We're going to drop Johnny and your friend down there off with the police for safekeeping, and then you and I are going up on that roof, and we're going to talk to Will.
Are you crazy? I'm not going back there.
If he jumps, you pushed him, lady. You're going to be able to live with that?
What am I going to say?
Whatever it takes to get him off that roof. I thought the doctor told you to stay in bed.
I couldn't stay away. That's my son out there.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to go this far.
That doesn't matter. All that matters now is that it doesn't go any further.
What if he doesn't believe me and...
Well, you just think of him as a new mark, huh? With a 5-figure bank account that needs clearing out.
Oh, thanks. I wasn't feeling quite low enough.
No, you listen to me, lady. I grew up with Will. I've known him all my life, and I love him very much. I don't know if that word means anything to you or not, but I sure hope it does. Because you're it. Whether he lives or dies depends solely on what you do and say out there on that roof. Now, let's go.
Thank God you made it.
Now comes the hard part. Now, you know what to say. Tell him you still love him very much. You're sorry as hell for running off the way that you did, but you're very confused.
But I've straightened things out and everything's going to be okay. Because I really love you, Will. Don't worry. I'm great with suckers. Hi.
Hi. How's Johnny?
He's fine. I think he misses you. Will, I'm sorry for leaving the way that I did. I was sort of mixed up and I needed to get away and think.
You don't have anything to apologize for, Mary? This whole thing, it's my fault.
But everything's gonna be okay. Because I've straightened things out and Why do you have to keep looking at me like that?
Because I love you?
Well, Mary's dead. There never was a Mary. My name is Holly. I make my living out of cheating guys like you out of their money.
I don't believe that.
Yes! What's it gonna take? A ton of bricks falling on your head? Will, it's the truth!
Matt? Is it?
Yes, it is. Never was a Mary, Will.
You mean there was never anything happening between us?
All that was strictly business?
Not that it matters anymore, but just for the record, I think you're the only man I could have ever loved.
I was hoping this would be a lot easier, Will. But now you know. Now you know what the score is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, brought you in living color. Just a scam.
No! Not a scam.
Dad.
They told me if I came up here, you'd jump. If you do, I'm coming right after you.
Dad. I let you down.
Never in a million years. Let's go home, son.
Dad, I...
Please, Will. Let's give it a chance, huh? Give us a chance. It's gonna be pretty damn lonely around here if you and your dad jump.
You're disappointing a lot of people down there if I don't jump.
Not as good as the jump, but the reunion angle will at least make page 3. Oh, you'll love it. Hey, wait a minute. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Come on, give me a break. What?
Send me a bill.
Hey, officer, I'm from Tattletale magazine. I was on. Hey, listen, my car's in the back. Look, listen, hey.
Let's go home. Come on. All right.
Yeah, Holly and Johnny are back home in Tucson with her mom. She sounded good, though. Happy, hopeful.
Well, since you're going to Santa Fe, Tucson is not too much out of the way in case you wanted to stop by and say hello.
Well, I happen to be way ahead of you, Dad.
Look, I don't get you. I mean, your son is going away for who knows how long, and you're treating it as though he's going away for a day of fishing. I mean, you waited 12 years for him to get home.
Well, home, Matlock, is not a place on the map. It's a state of mind.
This is true. You take care of yourself, Will.
Oh, I will. But only if you promise to keep my dear cousin in line.
Take care.
Don't even know where you're going, do you?
Sometimes it's better that way. You sure you don't mind my leaving?
Not as long as you come back.
I'll be back.
Please, let me in. Lady.
Saunders. I want to make a long-distance call collect to Los Angeles. Houston Investigations. I don't know the number. Miss C.J. Parsons.
Houston, this is the best suntan lotion in the world.
My boyfriend said these salmon eggs will catch anything that swims.
This insect spray is guaranteed to give the bugs malaria.
Well, thanks, you two, but this is just a one-week vacation. I'm not going on a 6-month expedition down the Amazon.
I have here a Mississippi night crawler, considered ambrosia by our pescatorian friends. You little rascal, stay there.
Right. Yeah, my hands are full, Uncle Roy.
Well, don't worry. I put 50 of these in the trunk of your car. They thrive in the dark.
That's good. Thank you. I'll see you all in a week. And look, if something important comes up, you...
Houston, forget it. You have canceled this trip 4 times. Nothing's going to come up. If it does, we'll handle it. Bye.
CJ, it's a collect call from a Jim Saunders. He says it's an emergency.
I'll take it. Jim, hello. What is it?
Oh, CJ, thank God you're there. I'm in Bancroft. Julia wanted me to come up here and take care of a couple of things, but...
Check what things out? Hello? Jim, hello?
That's my car!
Everything all right?
No. I just got a phone call from Jim Saunders. He works for my very dearest friend, a girl named Julia Martin. It sounds like he's in some kind of trouble, Roy.
I'll try and stop Houston.
No. Matt's on his vacation. If CJ's friend needs help, he's got it. And you're looking at it.
Thanks, Roy.
Where do we start?
Well, first of all, we place a phone call to Julia Martin to find out what this is all about.
Where can I find her?
Good question. She's a bit of a globe hopper. She has offices all through Europe. Why don't you try calling the London office first, Chris? And you and I are going to take a little trip to Bancroft, California.
Wanted him alive, you idiot!
Oliver, the man's car went out of control and it blew up. Now, what was I supposed to do?
What about the bank records he stole from me?
They went up in smoke along with him.
Well, congratulations, gentlemen. We just graduated from embezzlement to murder. We might as well just cash in our chips and disappear.
Why? We're the only ones that know Saunders is dead. If anybody finds him, they'll think it was an accident.
Sheriff's right, Mr. Bancroft. You convinced all the folks in town that Saunders worked for a rival oil company.
And that company was planning to slant drill in our fields, pump all the oil out, and cheat everybody here in Bancroft out of that oil money that you promised them, and that's what we tell them.
Well, we can't hide the truth forever. I mean, once Saunders doesn't report back to Julia, she's going to send in others to investigate. They're bound to find out that we've been borrowing her money to drill for oil, right?
Yeah.
How much money's left in Julia's account?
400,000, give or take.
I think I know exactly how to handle this situation.
We'll be in Santa Barbara in about 15 minutes.
Did Chris arrange for a rental car?
Yes, but she warned me it's no limousine.
Grell. Take Saunders' car up to that old shack behind the landfill. Stash it in there. And hey, get out of uniform. Okay?
So it was Julia's grandfather who founded Bancroft.
Yes, he was an oil wildcatter. Spent his last $100 to buy a field they said wouldn't even yield water. He pumped 50 million barrels of oil before it finally played out.
Then Julia was born here?
Yes, but when she was 1 year old, she and her family moved to Texas. She was my neighbor for 15 years.
Why would Julia want Jim Saunders to go to Bancroft if she's been gone so long?
I've been wondering about that since Jim's call. Roy, that was his car. Turn around.
Hang on. You sure that's Jim's car?
I sure am. It's got personalized license plates.
Well, in that case, he won't mind saying hello to an old friend.
That's not Jim, but it's his car.
Well, let's pull him over and find out what's going on. CJ!
I can't stand it. Open it.
I can't.
Not ever?
Julie, it's too thin. I have the feeling it's a rejection, and if it is, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
CJ, if I can get in, you can get in.
Look, if I don't make it into Harvard Law School, do you still want me to be your law partner?
Hey, come on, what kind of silly question is that? Of course I will. But first, we are going to open this.
Well, you're in. I'm in. I'm in. You're in. I made it.
CJ, are you all right?
How long have I been out?
No more than a minute. We hit pretty hard. Are you sure you're all right?
What about Jim's car?
It's gone.
Roy, something terrible has happened to him.
Well, I think maybe this will get us back to Bancroft. I'm going to get to the sheriff's office. Everyone start to find some answers.
Morning. Howdy. We are looking for a visitor to your town, young fellow named Jim Saunders.
Tall, early 30s, dark hair.
Aha. Well, now, this Saunders fella, does he drive a spiffy silver sports car?
Yes, he does.
That was parked in front of the hotel yesterday. You might inquire over there.
Have you seen him today?
No.
Are you sure about that?
Do you have some reason for doubting my word?
I'm sorry, but Jim called me yesterday and asked me to meet him here. The conversation was cut short. It sounded like he was in some kind of trouble.
Trouble? And a few minutes ago, some stranger driving Jim's car ran us off the road.
Huh. Well, it does sound like you have cause for concern, and I'll look into it. But I gotta warn you, I'm only a two-man department, so I can't make any big promises, but I'll ask around.
Well, thank you very much. We appreciate anything you can do.
Bancroft, please.
Yeah, they sure are on their way. I'll take care of it. Thanks a lot, Sheriff.
Good day, folks. Welcome to Bancroft. Help you?
Howdy. We're looking for a friend, a young man named Jim Saunders.
Yeah, he checked in yesterday. Checked out a few hours later. Said an emergency came up.
Any idea what the emergency was?
He didn't say. Interest you folks in a couple of rooms?
Yes, I think you can. You're thinking of interrupting Houston's vacation?
I think someone outside of this town ought to know what's going on inside of it, just in case.
In case what, Roy?
Just in case we end up disappearing like Jim Saunders.
Hello.
Hello, Matt. Is that you?
Yeah, none other. Uncle Roy, what's up?
Well, I feel guilty cutting into your valuable fishing time, but there's something I think you ought to be aware of.
Well, why don't you give me a minute to shoo all the love-starved females out of my cabin? We'll have a nice long chat.
I did what you told me to do on the phone. Put them in rooms 22 and 23.
And you remembered to disconnect the phone.
I tell you what, Uncle Roy, it sounds to me like... Hello?
Hello, Matt? I think we just wore out our welcome.
My name is Moonshine Moody. I understand that you folks are looking for Mr. Saunders.
You know where he is? Come on, follow me.
I'd like to know just why you folks are looking for Mr. Saunders.
He's a friend of mine. He asked me to meet him here. My name is C.J. Parsons.
No one in town seems to know what happened to him.
I do. I'll take it to him.
What's the word on Julia Martin, Chris?
I haven't been able to locate her anywhere, Houston. I tried all her offices. London, Paris, Rome. You name it, I phoned it.
But keep trying and keep in touch. I'll check in from Bancroft if I haven't heard from him.
Your friend's in here.
Jim?
I did my best to help him. All busted up inside from the crash. I'm sorry, miss. Real sorry. But the sheriff's the one who did it. They're all involved, every one of them.
Involved in what?
Before your friend died, he gave me these. They've been drilling for oil. Shucks, ain't been no oil here in 50 years. But Oliver Bancroft won't admit it.
According to these documents, Julia sent $3 million to build a children's medical research center, the money to be held in trust by Oliver Bancroft until additional funds are raised and plans drafted.
Oliver Bancroft is Julia's cousin.
He's also an embezzler. According to these bank records, he diverted $2.5 million from the building fund into oil drilling.
The folks here loved Bancroft and wanted desperately to save the town. But Oliver Bancroft convinced them that drilling for oil's the only way. So they do whatever he says.
How come you don't?
I did. Until your friend told me what was really going on, and I couldn't stand by and see Mr. Bancroft steal Julia blind.
Why would Julia want to build a children's research center in Bancroft?
Julia was born here. All of her wealth came from this town. And she was the type of lady that wanted to give something back. Wonderful lady, just like her father.
There's another reason. Julia? Everybody downstairs is waiting for you.
Hey, we made it, didn't we? 4 years of college and 3 years of law.
And we're just getting started. Julia, what's wrong?
I'm gonna have to give you a rain check on that legal crusade, partner. The doctors finally found out why I'm feeling so tired. And it seems I've got myself a slightly terminal blood disease. I wanted very badly to leave my mark, CJ. I wanted very bad to leave something important behind.
And you will. I know you will.
Julia must have gotten suspicious, sent Jim Saunders to check on her research center. Once he got here, he probably tumbled to what Bancroft was really doing.
Mr. Bancroft convinced the whole town that your friend was with a rival oil company out to cheat him. And these people here do anything to protect their little town. That's how come nobody would help Mr. Saunders.
Julia trusted her cousin so completely. When she finds out about it,
it'll probably be too late. The because her cousin's leaving town. What's left of Julie's money in the bank the first thing Monday morning. I overheard the sheriff talking about it.
That means we've got to get to Santa Barbara as quickly as possible, round up legitimate authority, and come back and clean house.
Sheriff,
is there a back door?
There is now.
Wait a minute, I thought he burned up in that station wagon.
Well, if he didn't burn up, those records didn't burn either.
Pulling into Bancroft now, Chris. What have you got?
A telegram from Julia's financial advisor in New York asking CJ to meet Julia and Bancroft today.
I'll pass that along to CJ when I find her.
You don't understand. We've done nothing wrong.
Nothing but murder and grand theft?
Jim Saunders was the thief. He stole some valuable documents from me and tried to get away.
Documents proving that you embezzled millions from your cousin.
I was justified in doing that. To save Bancroft and to make it the boomtown it once was, I spent every penny of my own drilling for oil.
And then you started using Julia's money.
Temporarily. Just long enough to strike oil.
That money was earmarked for a children's research center.
Research center be damned. I mean, the only thing that's going to save this town is oil.
These drilling records and geological surveys conclude that there is no oil.
They're wrong. I mean, they said the same thing to my grandfather 50 years ago, and he brought in gusher after gusher.
Until all the oil was gone.
No. On his deathbed, my grandfather swore to me that he had barely scratched the surface, and he made me promise to keep drilling and put Bancroft back on the map.
So you're going to keep your promise by running out with all Julie's money?
What do you think your town is going to think when they find out what you've done to them?
I don't want to run away. I've dedicated my life to finding this oil. But people like you and Jim Saunders have left me with no choice. Sheriff locked them up. By Monday morning, we'll be on our way out of this country, and they can say damn well whatever they want. Without this, they can't prove a thing. And if they make any more trouble, I'm gonna do whatever's necessary.
Mr. Bank, this just arrived for Saunders.
Julia Martin to arrive Sunday, 5 p.m.
What'll we do?
Well, if necessary, we'll arrange for another accident. What we won't do is let anybody in town know that she's coming.
Afternoon. I'm looking for some visitors. A couple of friends of mine, they called me from here yesterday.
An attractive, dark-haired woman and a distinguished-looking older gent?
That's him.
They passed through yesterday.
They didn't stay.
Well, if they did, they would have stayed here. I run the only hotel in town.
They didn't talk to anybody else in town?
No one, except the sheriff.
And you can't miss his office. It's right down the street.
Thank you.
Call the sheriff and tell him to arrange for another boarder.
Where'd you get this?
Follow me.
One hell of a welcome wagon.
That's all right. But your two friends are in jail.
Why?
They know too much, just like Miss Parsons' friend, Jim Saunders.
He in jail, too?
No, he's dead. And we're gonna be dead, too. We don't get out of sight.
Jim Saunders died because he knew too much.
But there's only two of us. They got the whole town. Those are rotten odds.
I'm a sucker for long shots. Come on.
I lost him.
You lost him? How the hell do you lose a grown man in broad daylight in a town this size?
He hasn't gone far. His car's still here.
Well, then go on. Get him before... You lost him, all right. Come on.
Howdy.
Can I help you?
Well, I just stopped by to parole some friends of mine. Come on.
You
unlock it.
Make it fast. You're spoiling my nephew's vacation.
You have no idea how good it is to see you.
Give me the keys.
We've lost him. He must have doubled back. Turn around. Turn around.
Time for some fancy driving.
Some fancy driving.
Everything's ready to go.
Good. Julia's plane will be landing in less than an hour. Okay, folks, it's checkout time. I'm afraid the Houstons are about to embark on a little trip.
One way, that is.
As for Miss Parsons, I think it would be pleasant for Julia to see a friendly face when she lands, which will also be the last thing Julia sees.
Tell me something. How are you going to explain the murder of two innocent women?
They'll die, tragically, when Julia's plane is blown to bits in a refueling accident. Come on, make it quick.
They ever happened to teach you how to slip out of handcuffs?
Had a lot of classes in escape techniques. I flunked every one.
Okay, Sheriff. Get out. Get out the car. Lay down right over there. Very careful. Lay down right over there. Lay down over there. Down. That's it.
All right, Sheriff. I want you to lay down there and be uncomfortable because you ain't going nowhere.
Stay right there.
Don't tell them my license expired in 1964.
Yeah. Which way to the airstrip?
Right down the road, sir.
Don't mind keeping an eye on the sheriff for me.
Be a pleasure. Be a pleasure.
All set. When the plane lands, it'll pull over here to park. When the front tire touches that cable, she'll blow.
hell is going on around here?
It's a long story.
You must be C.J. Parsons. I'm Julia's financial advisor, Bruce Severs.
Where's Julia?
I'm sorry. She was already dead when I sent you the telegrams asking you to be here.
What happened?
After 10 years in remission, the leukemia returned. She told me that she wanted to be buried here, your birthplace, among her friends, especially you. Before she died, she gave me this. It's a check. The final $3.5 million made out to Bancroft Building Fund. Her last wish was to see her research center completed.
It will be. Guaranteed.
Who's your best friend in the whole world? You. Who's yours? Betty Lou Montgomery. I think we'll always be best friends. Forever and ever.
Hey, what are you smiling about?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Let's go to dinner.
Okay. Smiling about nothing.
Houston, when you were a kid, did you have a best friend?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Now I have a better one.